What are you doing?
Well, I'm updating the firmware on my sending pedal, but I think it's gonna take a while, so I want to go visit the people who make this while I'm waiting.
I don't think it's gonna take that long.
I don't care.
No, I think it's like done really quick.
Whatever.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Emily. Welcome to Electronic Audio Experiments.
Thank you so much for having me.
My name is John Snyder, and I run Electronic Audio Experiments, which is part of the Hyper Triangle Incorporated family of guitar pedal brands and such. I've been doing this since about 2015. It started as a side hustle when I was in school for electrical engineering. It's just only gotten weirder and wilder ever since. We've built some pedals, we've designed some pedals, we do a lot of collaboration work. We just make a lot of weird sounds. Here's like our lounge area. Mostly it's centered around the amp wall because we like amps, we like to be loud and everything. You know, we have all these cool pedals that like our friends have built for us and like some old stuff from us. You know, we've got like our assortment of guitars, we've got normal stuff, we've got weird stuff, we've got aluminum weapons.
The couch looks comfy. So
It's good, it's a pretty good couch. And also we got the Jesse pillow on there too. That's a true fact. Our staging area for pedals that are in progress. There's our patron Garfield.
I was just gonna ask about that.
We like lasagna.
And corn dogs too.
Yeah,
Look
and
at
corn
that.
dogs. And down here we've got Jasper boxing away some pedals. Back
Wait,
around-
you gotta get the shoes in the shot.
Oh yeah. God.
Those are the fire kicks.
Over here, we got Brad doing some soldering, and then we got Miranda's station where we've got the microscope and the audio analyzer and all this stuff. The microscope is how we solder all the tiny stuff. Very, very essential. This thing's our favorite. It's pretty cool. This is my workbench where I work on pedals. You know, I do circuit simulations, I do prototypes, I hack stuff up, I send emails all the time. You know how it is. The brainstorming whiteboard, guitars, posters of bands I like. You know,
Dunkin' Donuts Frisbee.
Dunkin' Donuts Frisbee,
Yeah.
essential. You know, we try to keep it nice and relaxing in here, and you know, it's a space to focus and get stuff done and try to be creative.
And especially the seltzer fridge too.
Oh, yeah.
Can't forget that. It's part of
yeah.
it.
This is the banana stand, and in the banana stand we have all of our 69, 420, and 666 pedals.
It's like serial numbers?
Yeah. There's some fun stuff in here. There's
What are you working on, John?
my Metalzone necklace. If you can't dial in one of these, then you're not a real guitarist.
Does this look good?
Yeah.
Yeah? I think it's my new look actually. We need a wall that looks like this. We need this. Because
Yeah.
I like we never use amps or cabs.
Like the whole harp through the sending into this, and then
Okay.
and then as the final boss, I want to try it with a tube amp just to see what we get out of it. All right. Are you ready to go deeper into the dungeon?
I mean, from what I'm working with now, it's reacting in such a different way that like I don't know, like I feel it in my core. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Also, it just sounds really good here in the room. You'll have to take our word for it, but like the low end makes you feel away.
Yeah, just you feel it in your chest. You know what I mean? It makes you a different person. And I feel like if it does, what? It like changes
Oh, that
you, you know?
explains a lot.
Like what are some of them called? Like Galen Kruger?
Yeah, like, you know,
is
a lot of those.
popular?
That was a so GK, like that was a brand.
Am I saying it completely wrong?
No, it's perfect. The world of pedals, for a lot of really valid reasons, is moving away from this. You know, you're not breaking your back. You can do stuff in stereo more easily. You can do stuff with other instruments more easily. Your monitor mix on stage is a lot easier if you're not dealing with a really loud 100-watt amp like blaring next to you. Like there are obviously good digital amp simulators and all that sort of thing, and like the technology speaks for itself.
Yeah.
But it all had to come from somewhere, and I think that understanding the like historical context in which we place these sounds is really valuable, because it gives you a better perspective to understand the modern stuff and move forward in a way that isn't like sort of mindless regurgitating.
Yeah.
You know. And it's just a cool seed of inspiration.
I wish they like taught this in music school. Like I wish we like went over like important stuff like amps. Like no one talks about this. Like I don't know. I guess you could just do the research yourself. But if you have no experience and you're coming from this background, you know what I mean, from music school, then what? Like, how would you ever know, like what an whatever anti-sim is.
I bet there's some like killer coffee table books about this stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
right?
I think a lot of it you just kind of learn by like osmosis or going to shows and being like, damn, that person's tone is sick. Like, what did they use, you know?
But isn't there so many things also that affect tone? I mean, like, for me, if I hear a good tone, I'm like, that's a good tone. But, like, I don't even, like, try to pursue it because I'm like, it could be anything.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
finding the thing that inspires you is more interesting and more important than finding the thing that, you know, gives you, like, good tone. Let's get another cable for the bass strings. And we're going to go to the hypersleeve and then hypersleeve to the GK. And we're going to get G credit.
This is so fun. This is so fun. I'm upset that you can't get hypersleep anymore. I know it's not your fault, but I'm upset about it.
We fell in love with this chip. Everything that used it before was a commercial failure, and we said, surely something better can be done. And so we did it. We made this pedal pretty shortly after the supply dried up. You know, it's really hard to find them. A lot of the supply that's out there is kind of crap, and so we had to retire it early. It's a huge bummer for sure.
Now that I know what this sounds like, I can't really live without it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a problem. It's obviously not super into like fuzz or like, you know, heavy sounds until, I mean, the hypersleep, that's pretty heavy. Like, that's what I like. I don't like traditional distortion, traditional fuzz sounds, but like that is like thick.
Yeah.
It really goes to show that you don't really always need gain to be heavy.
Yeah, fuck gain. Yeah, fuck gain.
Yep.
Can I get a shirt that says fuck gain?
I retract. I'm not agreeing with you.
Yes, he agreed with me. You got it. You have a record.
John said fuck gain.
So this is Prismatic Wall. At least this is a prototype of it. At its core, it's a resonator. It's a device that behaves like a physical string that's being excited by an external sound. And it's going to resonate at a particular pitch for a certain amount of time with a certain brightness and character. And then from there, you can mix it in, you can determine how hard you're hitting it, and then there's all sorts of wacky like expression, LFO, modulation stuff to get cool sounds out of it, or weird sounds, or you know, anything you could think of with a modulation source. So I'm curious as to how this is going to interact, because we've tried this on lots of instrument sources and they've all been very, very different. So.
And this is already resonant at
Yes.
its core. So this is going to be interesting.
The expression lets you kind of morph between different settings. Like you can take any two pairs of settings and
Whoa. Yes, yes. So I know all of your previous pedals before were mostly analog. Is that correct?
yeah, sometimes with digital control, like sending has like a little processor brain in it, but yeah, the whole signal path is analog.
Mostly analog. Yeah. Okay. So, and this is your first digital pedal that you're working on?
Yes, technically Mirror House with our collab with Pile was the first one, but that was just dipping a toe in, and this is like the real deal.
That's exciting. What was your first pedal?
Like first pedal we made?
Yeah.
That was the Longsword.
Longsword, okay.
And that was like, at the time it was kind of like a pun. It was like, oh, cut through the mix. But then
I
as I
love
started
that.
naming, you know, yeah, it's goofy. But as we started naming more pedals, I realized we could kind of have like a fantasy undercurrent. And not all of them do it, but you know, we didn't know we had a brand until we had a brand, and so now it's kind of honed in. And yeah, like Prismatic Wall, high level D&D spell. The settings of D&D spell got Longsword, Halberd, Dagger, RIP, no one bought it. Then sometimes pedals that are like references to other things, like the Model Fet is like a very clear Model T reference. It was like we could have called that the Battle Axe or something, but you know, we were just kind of like, yeah, we call that what we call it.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, but so most of them have that.
Yeah.
thread. Okay.
So we've got others in the works that I'm like really excited about for like other spells. So read the player's handbook. You'd be like, oh, there's some pedal names in there.
That's cool. I love that. What does Prismatic Wall do in D&D?
So.
I mean, it might not.
I should look up the spell text.
You got to be ready for this question.
I know. So Prismatic Wall is it's a 9th level wizard spell. So like you got to really have pondered your orbs. A shimmering, multicolored plane of light forms a vertical, opaque wall up to 90 feet long, 30 feet high, and 1 inch thick.
How long do you have to play to get to level 9? Like how long,
You get
like-
ninth level spells at level 18, I believe. So
Oh,
you gotta be playing-
it's not
playing for a
even.
while.
Oh, it's not like level 9.
Oh
It's like-
yeah, no, yeah, because
oh.
you get like new spells every couple of levels. Prismatic Wall creates a string or a series of strings that exist in the digital world. You're playing whatever signal it is, excites those strings into resonance, and you can pick the overall tuning of all of the resonators in tandem, and also you can pick the sort of intervals of those. Everything else is about how hard you're hitting them, how long they sustain, what they sound like, and then, of course, an LFO to wiggle it as much or as little as you want. So there's this concept called interpolation, where basically you can, if you've got like a finite sample rate system, but you want to get like a tuning that's in between the two sample rates,
Okay,
then you
John,
have to do.
I think I have enough actually.
You don't
but
wanna hear
I
about
really appreciate
trigonometry?
it. Not today. I gotta go back to the studio.
Lagrange
honestly.
interpolation. There's sync interpolate. Oh well,
John, thank
this always happens to me.
All right. It looks like the sending update's done. So now it can make cool arpeggiation sounds like this. Big thank you to John and the rest of the EAE team for having me. Thank you, Jasper. Thank you, Miranda. Thank you, Brad. Yeah, thank you for everything.